can't come up this area because of
Is that to say that I can't exercise my rights to talk to the Congress and address them in front of the people?
There's no demonstrations.
This isn't a demonstration. This is me
wanting
to go in there and handing this to congressmen so that they know that the people know that they're not doing their jobs right.
Your best bet.
Have a good night, guys. You see it, baby. They don't lie.
Let's go.
They don't lie. They don't lie. They don't lie, tough guy. This is not a war zone. This is not a war zone. These are unarmed people. It doesn't make you tough to hurt these people. Let them know. It doesn't make you tough to hurt these people. It doesn't. I don't care. I don't care about these people. I put in my work. It doesn't lie. It does not make you tough to hurt these people.
Fort Worth, Texas tonight, a police officer has been put on restricted duty after a confrontation with a woman who had called him for help. Here's Manuel Bojorquez.
My son is 7 years old. You don't have the right to grab him, choke him behind no paper that he threw.
Jacqueline Craig called Fort Worth police Wednesday afternoon to complain about a man grabbing her son after he allegedly littered.
Why don't you get your son off the litter?
He can't prove to me that my son littered. But it doesn't matter if he did or didn't. It doesn't give him the right to put his hands on him.
The police state is being pushed to the fore, being pushed in our face, and you have no choice. You have no choice. You either go to prison for standing up, holding what you believe to be freedom of speech.
Would be to hook up with your actual representative from your state.
Even though on your website it says that the Capitol Police mission statement is to facilitate the Congress doing its constitutional duty, and this is part of their constitutional duty, to hear the petition and receive the grievances.
Why aren't you upholding your oath?
This is a copy of the cell phone video a family member recorded as the situation escalated. It's unclear whether it's been edited.
Because you just pissed me off telling me what I teach my kids and what I don't.
If you keep yelling at me, you can piss me off.
Craig's 15-year-old daughter then stepped in between her and the officer, and a struggle broke out. The officer pulled his taser. It's unclear whether he used it. He then arrested Craig, her daughter, and the woman recording. They were charged with resisting arrest and have been released.
I was hurt about the whole matter. I don't feel like justice was served.
They're gonna always do the same, sir. They will always do the same. Shepherd! He pulled out his taser! Videotape him! He pulled out his taser and pepper spray! It'll be on YouTube! I use pepper spray as a breath thing.
Pretty sure that peaceful protesters don't need to have snipers and tanks hounding their ass.
Tell me why, bro.
Because the First Amendment protects all Americans in their freedom of expression and freedom of assembly.
You served your country?
I did. I was a U.S. Marine in Iraq.
So you're telling me that as a Marine, you're telling me your professional opinion is that they don't need snipers and MRAP trucks to stop these protesters?
When it's a peaceful protester that is clearly excessive and a violation of every single protester's constitutional rights.
What does it make you think? You go out there and you fight for your country in these foreign occupations, and now you come home and you have these measures turned against you.
I go protect Iraqis in Iraq, and I come back and I find that my fellow Americans are being attacked by police.
Thank you, sir.
Get this, get this.
There when we got here.
Huh?
It was there when we got here.
Which garbage can is that? It wasn't there when you got there.
Yeah, it was. It was just laying in the...
No, it wasn't. Let me get off the ground.
I thought it was.
Right? Next time I call the sheriff. call the sheriff's department?
No way. You just
Hey,
let
us escape. Okay, and you hit him. We'll tell you you hit him. Yeah, you'll tell me you hit him. You think the cop's going to believe you?
Yep.
You got no chance in hell.
Okay, 7 and 1.
There's 7 people.
Yeah, 7. Just call the sheriff's department. Okay? Damaging copy. You stay here.
Me?
Yep.
What am I? What, we're going to keep me here?
Yep.
Yeah?
You stay here.
Yeah, I will.
You stay here. Chris, this kid's staying here. Yeah, I got a bunch of kids playing in the
you
back
like
area here.
You look, it's probably all you need to. So you guys right now, skateboarding here is off limits. This is private property. You can't skateboard here. You can't dig people's car. You can't dig in their garbage or do anything.
What are you talking
Listen
about?
to me. I'm not going to argue.
Well,
What is your intention right now? Is it your intention to demonstrate on the steps?
no, my intention is to walk into the building and hand this to the Senate.
And what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to step down there. And then you're going to have to look to go into a door, you know, the regular security and administrative search. And then you can find your actual member's office. But you're not going to be able to go through this. This is actually security.
Is this where the congressmen walk through to go into their offices?
No, not for the office.
But first, even without Trump's travel ban, the United States could soon start resembling one of those police states you see in the movies. But instead of saying papers, please, our little Eichmanns will say passwords, please. That's according to none other than Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly, who told the Homeland Security Committee Tuesday that he wants border agents to start looking into the social media accounts of people who visit the United States. Kelly said he just wants to target the social media accounts of people from the 7 countries targeted by Donald Trump's Muslim ban. But we're already a ways down this road, asking citizens of other countries, like Canada, for access to the social information on their phones and computers. For example, last weekend, a woman and her 2 children set out to drive from Montreal to Burlington, Vermont for an afternoon of shopping. All were Canadian citizens with passports, and her parents live in Chicago. The border agents stopped them, demanded their phones and passwords, and when they found pictures of the mosque the family attends, took her fingerprints and a photograph of her and refused her entry to the United States. She told the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation that the U.S. border agent said, "Do you practice? Which mosque do you go to? What's the name of the imam? How often do you go to the mosque?" And then the border agent said to her, "You're not allowed to go to the United States because we found videos on your phone that are against us." This is a Canadian citizen with no links to anything radical whatsoever, including on her phone, as reported by the CBC. We've seen this story before. Once the government gets a new surveillance power, there's a snowball effect. What starts out as a small, necessary, temporary invasion of privacy soon becomes permanent. And once it becomes permanent, that surveillance power grows and grows and grows until it becomes borderline impossible to remove.
So what door would I need to go in to address that?
Well, they have to call their offices. The congressmen are over on that side. The senators are over there on that side.
But they're in session right now.
Yes, correct.
So what door would he have to go through to get into the session?
You would have to actually go through the building, which would be the Capitol Visitor Center.
Something tells me you're lying.
No, sir.
So which one of these doors through here do they go through to get straight to the center of the house? Because that's where the public entrance is.
Correct, yes. That is the public entrance. And what I'm giving you is the means to get in the building in a legal,
So the legal fashion is the fashion that is actually hinders our rights. It's against our constitutional rights and against your oath.
Well, I don't set the rules. That's the area that you're going to head to.
Yeah, you just enforce that.
If you want to go...
Debate it with you. Take your skateboards and get off of this property. And do it now.
We were going to.
Adios. All of you. What's your problem, punk?
Nothing.
You got some ID? How old are you?
13.
13? I'll put you off, put handcuffs on you, put you in my car.
Where
do you live? Where do you live?
2,000 dollars now. Yep.
We didn't even do anything.
No, what did I do, officer?
Get my car and we'll get you home.
Excuse me, officer. I'm sorry, we're leaving.
You're
I was leaving, sir.
Hey, we're
Let me
leaving
go.
right now.
Please let go of my
You're
arm.
trespassing.
I'm leaving.
You're
I didn't even-
trespassing.
Ow! What are you doing?
Hey man, we're leaving.
Let go of me,
You
please.
just told us to leave and we're
I'm
leaving.
really leaving,
Adios.
sir.
You guys are leaving. He's not.
Why can't I leave, sir? Ow! Officer, just hurt me pretty bad. I didn't do anything.
Hey man, we were
I'm
just leaving.
right now. Ow, my arm!
Anybody else want to join him?
There's nothing tough about it. Nothing. If you want to go fight, go to Iraq and Afghanistan. But you want to be here hurting U.S. citizens. Where is that in the contract? Where is that in the contract? Leave these people alone. They're U.S. citizens. U.S. citizens. U.S. citizens. U.S. It does not make you tough to do this to them.
One side of the building.
They're on the radio. They're talking about 3 warnings.
So right now, because you guys have signs, the right thing to do is let them get through. Let them get through. All right, place some other. Stop right there. Okay. All right. Anybody else?
What's happening now?
You guys are going to need to move down the steps. This is now a demonstration. Press or no, I'm going to need you guys to stay off the steps.
He's telling us press is not
So
to be
what's
on
going to
the
have to
steps.
happen from here is we'll be giving you guys a move to get off the steps. So 418 Brown.
You're arresting an American hero and infringing on our rights because your overlords told you to, instead of facilitating it like you should be doing. That figures.
Hey, if we could have the LC.
Okay, shitload more cops are showing, more cops are showing
Why don't you
up.
stand up for
He
justice?
was trying to get into the Capitol building.
Hello world, what's going on out there? Before I get into what I have to say, first off, I'm not sponsoring any agency. Everything that I say is free heart and free will. Also, if you catch me looking down from time to time, I've written everything down, so I won't incriminate myself nor say anything that I'm supposed to say. So with that being said, I want to talk about, I'm hearing people say cops, all cops are bad now. They need to bring in the government to start doing their job. They need to start policing this type of way or that type of way. Well, cops normally don't speak out socially because it's not quote unquote professional, but the world can say whatever they want about cops, but the cops can't say nothing back. Do know that cops have voice too, and this cop is going to speak out. I'm going to keep it professional, but real at the same time. So with that being said, my name is Billy Ray Fields. I'm 33 years of age. I'm currently 5 years and running as a police officer in South Georgia. And people come to me all the time and say, Fields, man, it's a bad time to be a cop right now. Well, I say it's a perfect time to be a cop simply because we see on the news, social media, and just everyday talks how police have been abusing their authority. Well, I go on record and say I promote the movement in what you see. I promote the cops that are getting exposed for all the wrongdoings that they do, especially in this day and age where the good cops are getting bad reps. This movement that we're witnessing sees the bad, the racist, and the crooked cops getting removed from their respective agencies. And I love it. Believe it or not, world, there are still good police officers like myself out there that still exist. I don't support the looting and the violence that's been going on in this country behind the movement that's taking place. But hey, this wouldn't be America if there wasn't any violence. I'm disgusted by seeing our young black youth killed and abused. It's not just the black race, it's the Hispanic race, the white race, the Asian race, all ethnic groups that's been abused or assaulted wrongfully by a cop. When I became a cop, I took an oath, knowing what I would face in these streets. Listen, first of all, ignorance of the law is no excuse. That's why I educate the uneducated people about the do's and the don'ts of the law. This young generation, they're our future, and some of them don't have a clue nor a plan. So it's my job to not only uphold the law, but show, guide, and lead them in the right direction. For the people that know me, know I'm the same guy with the badge on as well as it off. I give the dope boys and the gang members the same amount of respect and courtesy as I would a judge or a lawyer. Because at the end of the day, we've all done bad at one time or another. It's not my job to judge how you choose to live your life because we're all one nation under God. This video was never made to go viral or be the talk of the town, but this video may cause me to get looked at a little differently, may deter my level of success in this police field that I'm in. It may even stop my growth as a cop. But I do know one thing, my words are real and I stand behind what's right. So to the actual good cops out there, I salute y'all. Stand up, because this too shall pass. But the bad cops out there, man, go cut yourself and go jump in the ocean for me. My people, continue to record, and I'm Billy Ray, and I'm out.
There's like another 20 cops showing. What's up?
So how many police officers do you need to arrest a handful of us? You're a bunch of cowards and gangsters, and you should be standing up for us. We are the people.
So I just need to get a quick thing. Thank you very much. What's your name, sir? Where are you from? Humanities. Pete Martino from Epsom. Thank you. You don't need this. You really don't. I was a colonel. I'm a retired colonel in the Marine Corps. I saw a sign back there that said, we want more Mayberry and less Fallujah. And I spent a year in Fallujah. And you know what? When I first got there, I didn't have armored Humvees, and I traveled over 10,000 miles over there. And sometimes you got to deal with and go with what you have. And so that's part of the job, for one. The second thing is, though, when I was in Iraq, I was in charge. I was the Ministry of Defense coordinator. My job was to man, train, and equip the Iraqi army in Al-Anbar, Najaf, Karbala, and Northern Babila provinces. And I can tell you right now, well, somebody had the great idea to get rid of the Iraqi army, so when we rebuilt it, we did everything we could to make it as strong as possible. And I'll tell you right now, Homeland Security would kick their butts in a week. What's happening here is we're building a domestic military because it's unlawful or unconstitutional to use American troops on American soil. So what we're doing is we're building a military. My best friend, who's a SWAT officer in Nashua, who came to Iraq with me to train the Iraqi police, sent me an email with a picture of him in the media on the streets of Watertown, Mass, wearing the exact same combat gear that we had in Iraq, only it was a different color. And the way we do things in the military is called task organization. You take a command, and then you attach units to it in order to accomplish the mission. What's happening is Homeland Security is pre-staging gear, equipment, consistent. What they're trying to do is use standardized vehicles, standardized equipment. I saw a picture in the Boston Globe during the marathon bombing where there was a state police officer, actually there were two officers, they both had identical helmets, flak jackets, weapons, everything I wore in Iraq, only it was all blue. The officer on one side had a big patch on his back that said Massachusetts State Police. Another officer next to him, his patch said Boston Police. And so what we're doing here, and let's not kid about it, we're building a domestic army and we're shrinking the military because the government is afraid of its own citizens. The last time more than 10 terrorists were in the same place at one time was September 11th, and all these vehicles in the world wouldn't have prevented it, nor would it have helped anybody. So I don't know where we're going to use this many vehicles and this many troops. Concord is just one little cog in the wheel. We're building an army over here, and I can't believe that people aren't seeing it. Is everybody blind? That's all. I'll take it.